That's okay. Um, how's your day going? I'm have my monitors are all goofed up the normal, so if I'm looking above, my apologies, but I am looking at you.
No worries.
Um, how's your day going?
It was going good. I have taken some leave saying that I'm going for my dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm
Very
also
good.
working for the part time,
Hmm.
so I had to take their leave.
Yeah.
So
Well, very good.
how's everything in US after Biden's administration and new Trump administration?
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of changes going on. That's
Uh,
for sure.
which is good for business, Biden or Trump?
Um, in general, Trump is better for the economy, but he is
US
an
economy.
US economy only, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So if
he is
yeah, yeah, please
an
go on.
awful person.
Okay, so if actually India is a service provider a country, so we are basically working for US and European countries. So how good he
Mhm.
is for Indian people? Because if I'm being selected, I'll be working for US and all.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
how he is good for us,
How is he good for us?
means Indians?
He with Indians?
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I don't even know how to answer that question.
Yeah, because I have been seeing in news that he is uh, planting tariffs on Canada,
Yep,
Mexico, China.
yep. I have not been following the news that closely, but I've seen a lot of tariff stuff coming up, and I need to pay attention to that and see what's going on. But yeah, he's definitely US centric,
Yeah.
like through and through US centric. And yeah, yep. He's pros and cons, but he is a bad person. I do know that for a fact. He's just a bad human. Anyway, okay. So enough about politics. Um, okay, so let's kick off. Why don't you tell me your experience with Power BI in the current position that you're working in?
Okay, so I have total 12 years of work experience, and in my past 5 years, I have been working extensively on Power BI and SQL and Advanced Excel to produce ad hoc reports. My organization's name is Nemo Technology, which is into interoperability testing, where we are testing wireless-enabled devices with infotainment systems. Basically, the company's customers were from automobile industry, so it's not very common in Asian countries, but it is very common in US region and European region, big five countries of Europe like UK, Germany, Spain, Italy, France. That while traveling, these guys used to connect their devices with the system of their car via Bluetooth or all. So while they are connected to the system of car, they used to interact between phones and the infotainment system. While they are connected, they provide feedback to the company. So suppose means we have our few big customers like Jaguar Land Rover, General Motors, Hyundai, Kia. So while they are connected, they provide feedback that they are not able to watch videos, they are not able to check their SMSs or WhatsApp messages or capture OTP. So these things are recorded in the particular section of website of automobile companies. So that section of website is maintained by my company, and from there I fetch those data and provide insights to the company as well as my QA team, so that they can concentrate, validate those feedbacks which have been provided by the customers to eradicate those bugs and help those automobile companies so that they can add those functionalities in their system automobile, and then thereby increasing the price of their cars with more functionalities. Apart from that, I have also been working with digital marketing team so that I can provide them KPIs that which are those personas, products, industries and region which they should be targeting upon, so that they can minimize the time taken which they have been taking to to land a particular lead from a lead stage to customer stage. Earlier it was 8 to 9 months, but after my analysis and after my inputs, the particular thing has been reduced by 30%.
Okay.
And while working for customer client end, I have provided them with my inputs that they should which region like US, European top big five countries of European region are very advanced in terms of technology, but it is not similar in case of Brazil or Argentina or Mexico or Middle East. So I have to analyze those data to provide the customer the feedback that if they are testing on particular OS level, like I think the latest operating system of Apple is iOS 17 something. So it may be valid in US that people are pairing their phones on OS level 17 on particular car and on their particular system, but it is not similar case in Middle East or South America region. So based upon my analysis, they find out that which operating system they should be checking, which particular mobile manufacturers they should be checking, like Samsung, Apple, or
Mhm.
other Chinese phones like Oppo, Xiaomi, so that they would be covering maximum amount of market share.
Gotcha. How many Power BI reports are in production right now for your company that you work on or maintain?
Okay, so as of now, I'm not working in that company. I have left that organization in November 24. But while I was working in production, there were around 10 dashboards.
Over on 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Um,
not very big company, and most of the customers were from Europe and US.
mhm. So I see on your resume that you trained people in Power BI.
Yeah.
What type of training were you doing? Was it data modeling? Was it front end? Was it how
So,
what did you
so
all train?
okay. So I learned myself Power BI in 2019, and when the data size was smaller, so we were doing similar kind of or producing similar kind of report in Excel. But when data
Hmm.
size got bigger, so I trained my colleagues on Power BI like data transformation, Power Query, utilizing DAX queries to produce measures, calculated columns, creating visualizations.
Okay. Um, how how have you kept up to date on best practices on like data modeling and speed specifically?
Okay, so Power BI optimization for Power BI optimization and the Power BI report to work at optimal level is to follow some best practices like not to put many visuals on a particular report page, avoid many to many calculations, avoid if possible then avoid iterator functions like sum x, average x. Do not sync slices across multiple pages if it is not required.
Mhm.
Avoid many to many relationship between two tables.
Okay. What about data modeling practices? What type of schema do you go for?
So uh, Power BI data modeling in Power BI data modeling, we create or establish relationship between two tables. So here we try to means our best practice is to work on star schema.
Okay.
Okay, so and establish one to many type of relationship between two tables where
Okay.
fact is that middle one, and it is surrounded by different dimension tables where connect fact is connected with different dimension table from one to many type of relationship.
Hmm. Okay. Sounds good. Um, why did you, and I'm jumping around here, so bear with me, but why did you leave your company in November?
Okay, so I had been working there since 2015, 9 years, 9 years something, 3 months, and I was looking for some bigger and challenging kind of role. So where I where I get a chance to learn more, work more, and so that I can progress ahead in my career. Like
Okay.
uh, like say I if I'm talking about real world scenario, US is being challenged by China. Okay, so China is growing in terms of economy, in terms of military power, when they have something competitive in front of them, like US, like Japan, Germany. If all those countries whom they are looking out, if they are weaker, then China could not have progressed. So I want to be a guy like China, so that getting so much of challenges, I can grow myself.
Gotcha. Very good. What are you doing right now? You said you're working part-time.
Yeah. So I am working with an organization called Simplia, where I am working on similar kind of work.
So Power BI development.
Yeah, Power BI. Here I have to work on Power BI, SQL,
Okay.
and Google
Very
Sheets.
good. Gotcha. So let me give you just a little background. We are a larger company. We have, I think, 4,000 employees now. Our department, though, is a smaller department. So we did have four people, that we now have three. So one person has left, and we're refilling his position. We're looking at refilling and adding a position. So we're potentially going to hire two people. So five people total in our area. I oversee the department, and we are our current workload. We used to be. Have you heard of ClickSense or ClickView?
Yeah, ClickSense, I know.
Okay, so we used to be a Click shop. So we had ClickView apps, and then more ClickSense than ClickView. But in 2024, we made the decision to transition over to Power BI. And so another department, and we call them IT, but IT is such a big term, but we call this area IT. They hire contractors, and they took all of our development, and they basically lifted it and shifted it to Power BI. So right now, like as of today, we have all of these apps tipping over into the UAT process. So we have a lot of code that we did not develop that is coming our way that we need to test and enable and get it out the door and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be like the next 6 months, I bet, by the time we get everything rolled out and everything. That is not our normal workload. But due to that project, it is, just company based project. Anyway, so we're working on that right now. But like once that's over, we're going to be working on new development. We're going to work on maintaining. We're going to work on tweaking, enhancements to our current applications. It would be more of the standard process. We have on our team, we have one developer, we have one project manager, and then we have myself. I am also a developer, so I assist since we're short, I've been doing development work myself. So I'm in the weeds with it as well. So, and I enjoy that. So I would imagine I'll probably always do stuff like that. Um, but we do have a dedicated project manager, which is amazing. What is your experience with requirements gathering? Have you had a project manager? Do you gather your own requirements? Like, how does the life cycle work for you?
Okay, so I had a BA in that requirement
Hmm.
analysis team. So he used to get that requirement from a client end, and
Okay.
from there I had to work upon them.
Okay. Um, how did you do scope creep? I mean, just yeah. How'd you handle scope creep?
Scope.
Yeah. So when the requirements change mid-project, how do you handle those situations?
Okay, so there is the requirement which has been shared by BA, and I had to go on those requirement to find out those scenarios. I have to check on those requirements which they have shared, and I go on to cross check with those data which we will be getting, so that
Hmm.
and based upon that I have to check the feasibility whether it could be done or not, and based upon my feedback the BA again has to go to that client meeting and clarify upon that.
Okay. Okay. So the BA, once you say if it's possible or not and how long it will take, the BA will go back to the client.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, how did you handle QA? Did you have a QA person on staff? Did you QA your own work, or how did that
Okay,
work for
so
you?
many times, several times I had to do that QA thing, but there was a dedicated QA person after that production has been done, then it is sent to QA stage, and here the QA person has to check based upon some data. He has to check whether the required based upon their requirements the dashboard and reports are running or not. After it has been verified, then it is sent to production deployment stage.
Okay. Did you do all your own deployment, or did you have a team that did that for you?
uh, no, we have to deploy it ourselves,
Mhm.
and it share with the concerned team. So my end customers were from engineering team, QA team, and management.
Okay. Um, so the difference between Deltek and what you're explaining is we have that BA person. I'm calling them project management BA, same requirements gathering. We do not have a dedicated QA person. So the way we do our testing is we do internal testing ourselves. We do not test our own code for obvious reasons. So but we'll do it. We'll have another developer test the code and like, do the numbers match? Are they close enough? Is it a timing issue? Is everything populated? Just like a once over, fix those bugs, and then we move it into UAT. So the person that actually is going to be using the app will go through and validate that yes, everything makes sense and is displaying properly. So that's the difference. We also have a team that would do our deployments for us. So we don't have to, we just send them a link and say, hey, can you push this out? And they get it pushed out for us. So it's kind of nice that we don't have to do that stuff. Um, okay, so if I were to chunk out the project life cycle into three steps, um, project management being one. So project management, gathering requirements, how long do things take, um, uh, keeping things on time, basically project management stuff. The next category would be SQL queries, backend, data modeling, cleaning, all of the backend piece. And then the last bucket would be visualizations, front end display, look pretty, all the touching the pretty stuff. Which bucket is your favorite?
So after requirement has been taken from customers, so starting from importing and or connecting with databases till visualization is my favorite part.
Okay, so visualizations.
No, no, starting from importing data or connecting with the
Oh, the
databases.
data.
Yeah, yeah, connecting with the databases, writing SQL queries up to getting those visualizations means, and sharing those applying all row level securities and mm, sharing with the concerned teams, deploying publishing them to Power BI service is my favorite part.
Okay. Okay, very good. I always ask that question because we all, I like when we have a team that has its specialty or its favorites, just people liking different parts of the aspects of it. So, Yeah. I, I like that, seeing where your mind is at. Um, have you used any other not visualizations, BI tools?
Uh, I know a bit of Tableau and a bit
Okay.
of Looker. Tableau is from Salesforce company and Looker is from Google.
Okay. I have a little Tableau experience, not Looker though. Um, yeah, I just haven't been exposed to it. So out of the three, which one's your favorite?
Power BI is my favorite, and I would rate myself on Power BI or at a scale of 8.5 out of 10, and
Okay.
I would considerably taking my Looker experience up to that Power BI level sooner because it's all
Gotcha.
on cloud.
Oh, yeah. Um, that would be nice. So that is the downfall to Power BI. I know that you can do stuff in the cloud, but not everything.
There is also suppose your customer is say Facebook, and you are preparing stuffs for Facebook, and say your email ID will be at the rate deltek.com, and Facebook ID customers would be stakeholders at Facebook will be at the rate Facebook or fb.com. So when you are sharing
Hmm.
your dashboards or reports with facebook.com, you will be needing some higher licenses which would cost more.
Hmm.
So for that, you need to have a Power BI Premium, which costs a lot more than Power BI Service. So
Hmm.
here, Looker beats Microsoft Power BI.
Gotcha. What what one was your favorite project?
So my favorite projects, one of my favorite project where I have worked was for Ford USA,
Hmm.
where all the stuffs which I have told you was majorly from Ford only.
Gotcha. What made it your favorite?
Because there were so many data issues, I had
Hmm.
to do my own brainstorming to get rid of those data issues, uh, doing data doing a lot of data transformations to get desired set of results, and I had to use lot of wildcard SQL queries to get those device details, like somebody were writing iPhone 10, somebody were writing iPhone X,
Mm.
somebody were writing iOS 11 somebody were writing iOS 11. So that project had a lot of challenges where I had to do brainstorm myself, and
Gotcha. That is, that you're focusing on the data. That is my favorite too, is the data out of the three chunks of the project. I love
yeah.
that. That speaks to me. Um, what what about troubled project? What project and why was it so difficult? If you could pick out
Yeah.
one.
In similar project only, I had to connect with stakeholders after requirement has been done, uh, to understand and communicate about my work stuffs which I have already done, and to find their satisfaction level, whether they are satisfied with which I am producing, which those reports which I am producing. Again, I have to cross functionally work with QA team, and these were some challenges where I had to manage my own time along with US teams of Ford and QA team of my organization, which were sitting in India as well as in UK and as well as in US.
Hmm.
So that jumping through and forth between those teams, it made me challenges because I had to understand each and every department's requirements,
Hmm.
and
Gotcha.
I have to make them understand what were my findings to them, what I'm trying to convey with my visuals, with my reports to them, and how it will be beneficial to them.
Gotcha. Uh, just writing notes down. What hours do you normally work?
During right now, the current job where I'm working for part time, I have been working since 5:30 a.m. PST till 2:30 p.m. PST at night in India. But in my
Okay,
earlier company, I used to work between 9:30 IST Indian Standard Time till 5:30 uh, p.m. Indian Standard Time.
gotcha. We have one person in the Philippines on our team. Um, so I think she would start and then India and then US. So I think you actually would overlap more than what she does with our team. She works mid shift, excuse me. She works mid shift and is done at I think 1 a.m. her time. So she definitely is that mid or later shift. When you were at your previous company, did you go into the office or was it all remote work?
Uh, since 2015 to 2020, I used to work from office, but since COVID has arrived, so we had to work remotely, and it was on and off, and we were coming to office, we were returning from, means we were working from home. But since 2023, I had been working from home.
Okay. How do you like that?
I like it, because ultimately we have to work. But working from office, because human is a social animal, until unless we connect socially, mm, working from office was great because we also had a chance to learn from. Suppose I'm working with you in office,
Yeah.
then I can learn from some of your skills.
Yeah. I do, I agree with that. I've worked at home for since, I don't know, 2010. So I've always, not always, but the majority of my career has been working from home, and I enjoy working from home. I don't know if I'd go back into the office, but every once in a while I do travel to the office, and so it is kind of nice
Yeah,
to
since
have that
COVID,
option.
we are also enjoying working from home, but but when we are from home, my mother used to think that this boy is not working; he's only sitting at home.
Exactly. I have children, and one of my daughters said the other day, she goes, "You do realize that nobody else in this household thinks you work, right?" I'm like, "I know, I can tell." So it's just funny that my daughter even noticed that nobody pretends that or thinks that I work. So I'm just sitting at my computer, messing around, not doing much. So, um, what would you say a strength of yours is?
Uh, I love to work with messy data. I find ways to find insights from data because means I have been also looking out for opportunities uh,
Hmm.
with some other companies too. So he asked me that which industry would you like to work? I told them that I would like to work in any industry which is producing data, where I have to
Hmm.
clean, analyze those data and find insights so that you can take a decision upon my insights.
Hmm. So we had a past developer, not the last one, but a previous developer that would fix things, but fix it in the wrong place, right? So just kind of in the first place that he hit, that's where it got fixed. But in reality, if we fixed it farther upstream, it would have gone to multiple places. I mean, is that part of how you trained people in Power BI and the data model? Like, what, how, how do you relate that message, or how do you feel towards that?
I couldn't get your message, which what you're trying to say about your former colleague.
So how do you train people, and I'm changing it just a little bit, but how do you train people to fix it in the right spot? How do you train people the best practices?
Okay, so I have learnt SQL in means 3 years back, and we have a WhatsApp group where there are several of my friends who are from arts background. They do not even know that
Mhm.
select star from table.
Yeah.
So I used to means I'm helping them to understand SQL, writing Windows function, and I am giving them layman examples like say how many people are there in your family, how many they of among them are male and female. So select all, star means selecting all your mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, auntie
Mhm.
in from that family where family is stable. So I think that I'm a good teacher. I
Mhm.
can even let a blind man understand what is the meaning of red color.
Mhm. Yeah, very good. So, what would you say your weakness is?
Uh, Sometimes I get into some issues more into it.
Hmm.
So many times I have to work a lot to catch up time, to catch up that project speed. Because sometimes I get into some topics more inside it that it lags me from project. So I have to work hard a lot
Hmm.
to catch up time. It happened in my last project where there were several issues in food data, and I have tried a lot to clean those data, which affected my speed of
Hmm.
working.
Gotcha. Do you hit your deadlines?
Yes, we have our deadlines because customers are paying and they want their thing at
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Gotcha. Um, so tell me just a little bit about yourself, like who you are as a human.
So
Like, what do you enjoy doing?
I enjoy traveling to different places. I have my
Hmm.
wife, my mother, two sisters, two younger sisters, and wife, and I have a daughter too.
Hmm.
So I enjoy playing with my daughter,
Hmm.
and I am an adventurous guy. I used to take my bike or car off and drive to different places.
Nice. Very good. Traveling's always fun. I haven't traveled in, well, I travel a lot for the kids' sporting events, but I haven't gone on a vacation in a long time. So,
Which
but we
state
are
you are
traveling
working
a lot.
from?
Montana,
Montana. Okay.
so Northwest, very far away from the DC headquarters.
So okay, okay. So is it nearby to Russia?
Uh, Towards that spot, towards Russia, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have read that Russia and US are separated by only 3 kilometers when you are going towards Alaska.
Yeah, yep. Alaska. Well, and it's not Alaska and Russia. There's two islands that one Russia owns and one that the US owns. And those two islands are that close. So the 1 mile apart or 3 kilometers. So yeah, kind of funny. Well, do you have any questions for me?
Okay, so I wanted to know what kind of individual, what kind of qualities you are looking in for that person for which we are talking here.
An individual contributor
Mm-hmm.
that enjoys development, that really wants to um, make a difference and make that development. The biggest thing is I want somebody that knows best practices that can um, that when I come to this person and say, "Hey, this is broken. Can you help figure out what's going on?" And that can go into all this mess of code in different apps and that kind of stuff and say, "Oh, this is what's wrong and this is where to fix it." That really can identify root cause, make sure it doesn't happen again, and put it in the right spot.
Okay.
So really has the best practices and speed, not speed of development, but speed of the app. Like I want efficient things running in our environment. So
So yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
there are some best practices in SQL as well as in Power BI. So if you follow, uh, the Power BI report or dashboard will be optimized, and it won't lag when someone is viewing that dashboard or report on Power BI
Hmm.
services. And similar in SQL case, that if you are following those best practices, the code will not throw error, and it will run faster and efficiently.
We have an app right now that takes an hour and a half to load,
Okay.
and it's almost impossible to maintain because you make one change and then even a subsection of it where it only reloads that one table still takes 30 minutes. Like something is inherently not wired up right in that app. And so that's what, once I drop off with you, I'm going to well, got some other stuff, but I'm going to try to heads down and figure out that one.
Got it,
So,
got it.
but I don't, but we just developed it. And so we shouldn't be in this situation. We should have a nice piece of code out there right now, and we're just not there right now. So, and keep in mind, Deltek just moved to Power BI, so we also have, lack of experience with Power BI. So that's another thing that we're looking for. Our other developer definitely knows Power BI, but for myself, I'm maybe a year into Power BI development. I mean, I've developed my whole life and in different tools, so I have the background. Power BI is new to me. So we're looking for consultation as well.
So if you know how to drive General Motors car, you can easily drive Toyota car.
Yep.
Concept is same. Just you may find gearbox something at someone different place. So you might have worked majorly on ClickSense and ClickView.
Hmm.
So only concept is different. A bit of concept is different, but it works on similar kind of principle.
Hmm. The biggest difference between Click and Power BI is the data model. Click wants everything in one table. Repeated data doesn't matter, one table. Power BI cannot operate that way. Power BI needs to be more of the normalized back dimension type situation. Whereas Power BI, if you had a million rows and every single row had a yes in the column, Power BI stored yes one time, or excuse me, ClickSense stored yes one time. Power BI stores it a million times. So the data modeling piece is so different. And I like this data model. I like the Power BI data modeling much better than Click because it's cleaner. But it takes a little bit to get used to. Back to the relational database days.
I
So,
have not got a chance to work on Click or ClickSense, but I have got chance to work on Excel and Power BI, which is we can say that an elder brother of Excel. And I have worked on not for a longer period of time, but I have worked on Tableau as well as
mhm.
on Google Data Studio, but only for a shorter period of time, say half an year.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. Any other questions for me?
No, that was it.
Okay, well, very good. I know it's scheduled for an hour, but I usually do the interviews for about a half an hour. So don't think that it's a bad sign that we're ending early by any means.
No, no
So,
worries. I will ask you to provide feedback to Preeti, or if you can, then you can
yeah.
even directly provide the feedback to me, whether
Okay.
those are my strengths or those are my weakness. I'll happy to take it so that I can improve myself on that behalf.
All right. Well, very good. Yep. I will reach out to her and then she'll communicate with you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.